Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam and also everyone. Today, I'm Muhammad Zuhdi Kunawan bin Muhammad Rajid
And I, Mohammed Danish Ismail Beruziman.
will present to you about morphological and physiological. First of all, we get know that plants exhibit a fascinating diversity of forms and function, which can be studied from both morphological and physiological perspective. These two branches of plant biology are crucial for understanding how plants develop, grow, and interact with their environment.
And for morphological, the study of the form and structure of organisms, including their external features, shape, size, and arrangement of their parts. In biology, morphology looks at both the internal and external characteristics of organisms, helping to identify, classify, and understand their development and evolution.
And for physiological, it can be defined as physiology refers to the study of the internal processes and function of a living organism. In plants, it encompasses the biochemical and physiological processes that occur within plant cells and tissue. In this topic, we will go through the plant tissue. In the plant tissue, there are two parts, which is system and types. For plant tissue of system, there are dermal tissue, ground tissue, and also vascular tissue.
And for the types, they have meristematic tissue or meristem, and then they have permanent tissue.
First of all, we will go through with the meristematic tissue. Meristems are places where plant cells that retain the ability to divide and differentiate into very specialized cells. These places are essential for growth, allowing plants to develop new tissues throughout their life. The study of meristems is crucial to understanding plant growth, development, and also regeneration. And there are three types of meristematic, which is apical, lateral, and also intercalary.
Secondly, apical meristem. It located at or near the growing tips of root and shoot. Form growing parts of the apicals of root and stem. A cell in apical meristem divides and elongate shoot tips and root tips grow longer, responsible for increase in length of the stem and root.
Moving on with the next meristem, which is intercalary. It located in between permanent tissue, responsible for growth and length of the plant and increasing the size of internode. It can be found on monocot.
And for the last is lateral meristem, which occur beneath of the three cord cambium and in vascular bundles of dicot vascular cambium. Vascular cambium, it is the first type of lateral meristem. It produces secondary xylem and form. Cord cambium, the second type of lateral meristem, is produce bark covering all stem and roots peridome.
Next, for the next tissue is permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are made of cells that are produced by the meristem. They are formed to various shapes and sizes depending on their intended function in the plant cell differentiation. There are three types of permanent tissue, which is simple tissue, complex tissue, and the last one, dermal tissue.
Next, simple tissue. A tissue that made up of single types of cells which are similar in origin, similar in structure, and similar in function. They are called parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma.
So, for the first simple tissue, which is parenchyma, it has cells are basically sphere shaped and have thin walls to repair one and the potential to renew meristemity.
Alright, for the second is collenchyma. It contains chloroplast, it provides structural support particularly in growing shoot and leaf.
And for the third one and also the last one is sclerenchyma. It occurs throughout the plant body and have both primary and secondary cell. The function is very important in strengthening and supporting elements in plants that have seed elongation. There are two types of sclerenchyma, which is sclerites and also fibers.
Next, complex tissue. Complex tissue are made up more than one types of cells that transports water, salt, and food materials to various parts of the plant body. There are two types of complex tissue, such as xylem, phloem.
So now we go moving on to the next tissue, which is dermal tissue. Dermal tissue is a tissue that covers the plant. There are two types of dermal tissue, which is epidermis and periderm.
After that, we have epidermis, the outermost layer of the primary plant body. Epidermal cells often secrete waxy, water-resistant layer on their outer surface.
And the next one is periderm. They are the outermost layer of stems and roots of woody plants. It protects the plant from injuries, pathogen, and also from the excessive water loss.
And for the comparison between morphological and physiological for monocots and dicots plants, they have five plant parts, such as embryos, leaf veins, stems, roots, and flowers.
Alright, done with morphology. We go next with physiology. For the first one, transpiration. Transpiration is the process in which plants lose water vapor through small openings on their leaves called stomata. Water is absorbed by the roots from the soil, moves upward through the plant, and evaporates through the leaves into the air. This process helps to cool the plant, similar to how sweating cools humans, and also aids in the movement of water and nutrients from the soil into the plant. Transpiration is essential for maintaining the plant's hydration, nutrient uptake, and temperature regulation.
Next, we have translocation, refers to the movement of substance within an organism. Implant is specifically refers to the process by which water, nutrient, and food, mainly sugar, are transported throughout the plant.
And for the third one, it's photosynthesis, the process by which green plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy, usually from the sun, into chemical energy stored in glucose, a type of sugar. This process occurs primarily in the chloroplast of plant cells using a green pigment called chlorophyll.
Lastly, we have cellular respiration, the process by which cells break down glucose and other organic molecules to release energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is used to power various cellular activities. It occurs in the mitochondria of eukaryotic cells and can take place in the presence or absence of oxygen.
Last but not least, we can conclude that we already get know how plant structure are and which one is morphology and the physiology of plant. Basically, morphology are outside of external of plant, while physiology more to inside or internal of plant. Also,
Also, we know that both morphology and physiology are complement each other to survive in long time so it can reproduce for increasing the number population, supply oxygen and providing food resources for living organisms.
and that's all from us.
Thank you.